Obviously, in the past few days, there have been a whole lot of news articles coming out based on the whole FTX bankruptcy thing, and I've lost money with this too. So I figured I'd just make a raw and unedited version of a video just detailing my experience, because I know a lot of people have gone through the same thing, and I guess it's good to have some type of support. And of course, I want to see if I could help you guys out by telling you what I was able to do to get some money off of the platform. But long story short, I had 2.5K sitting in my FTX account, and I tried to transfer it out the day that everything was like really starting to pop off. And with the 2.5K that I had sitting there, it consisted of Ethereum, Solana, a bit of Dogecoin, and Matic, which is Polygon. So for the most part, I transferred all of that stuff out by using the addresses that I had on my Robinhood account so that I could send them over there. And for Ethereum and Solana, those transactions took about an hour to come through, and Dogecoin took about 30 minutes. But the one transaction that I had an issue with was actually my Matic withdrawal, which is Polygon. And while I tried to send it over, I thought that I made a vital mistake, which is sending it to an Ethereum address. And practically with Robinhood, there are two different types of addresses that you could use to send Matic, and that includes the ERC20 address along with the basic Matic address. So since the ERC20 was the default version of the address that I could use, I just went through with it because I was in a rush to get my money out of there. So I sent it to the ERC20. But practically, like, I never got the money. And the day that I did the transaction was 7 days from now. It was last Saturday. And I pretty much waited because I ended up talking to a Robinhood support rep, because like I was concerned, like, why did my money come through after like 2 days of pending transactions? And at the time they told me that it was because it was the weekend, and that there's a lot of different activities happening with the blockchain. There aren't as many miners, so the confirmations are taking longer, and they were just telling me all this stuff. So I was practically just waiting for the weekend to be over and see that when the weekdays come by, if my money would actually come through. So the weekdays hit, and obviously I never got my money. And I also tried talking to an FTX rep, but the thing is, after I opened a claim and a support ticket, I never got any message back. I sent a few emails to follow up. I sent a few messages after that, and I never got into contact with anybody who works with FTX. And the platform never reached out to me to tell me that my transaction was still pending for any confirmations. So practically that Matic just disappeared. And the thing is, I can't really do any follow up on these tickets that I opened up because the platform is literally just buffering 24/7 now. Ever since I think 5 days ago, the platform's just been buffering and just keeps refreshing and telling me that something went wrong. And I really can't do anything with that because the support tickets are on the app, and I can't really check on my support ticket if I can't access the platform. So that's practically what happened. And while talking to the Robinhood customer service rep, like I was saying, they told me that my transaction could potentially be pending due to the fact that it's the weekend. But the weekend passed, and I never got any updates or nothing like that. And of course, Robinhood couldn't really help me because they were on the receiving end of the transaction, so they weren't the one who had to send off the first official confirmation to allow this to really be regulated into the blockchain. So Robinhood couldn't really see much of my transactions, and of course, if they can't see anything, they can't do anything. So the money was just there somewhere. Like, it's practically up in the air right now. Someone's got it. And there's obviously been the different claims that there's a hacker that took over the FTX platform and stole millions of dollars. So I don't know if I'm part of that or if that's just a false claim that's being put out there to protect the CEO, since it was since it was practically like a Ponzi scheme. So I guess, like, I don't have any way of getting my money back. And I know a lot of you were invested with these platforms, especially with the advertising that they had. The advertising was definitely top tier, and I can't really hate on it too much because, like, they got all the influencers that people trust to really like push the platform out. You had huge companies like the Miami Heat sponsoring them, making their own FTX arena. You had the FTT token, which was really supposed to be pushed out there, and people were really starting to see different use cases for it. And you had huge athletes like Stephen Curry, Shaquille O'Neal, Naomi Osaka, all those people promoting such a scam without even knowing that it's a scam fully. So there's just like a whole lot of stuff that was going on, and I can't blame you guys for using the platform because that's really what made me trust it too. But practically, like, I know you guys lost money, and I know it's not going to be easy to bounce back, but what you have to keep in mind is that all of these losses could always be regained. And I know that in my case, I was able to transfer some of my funds out because, like I said, I was able to get my Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Solana. It was just my Polygon that never came through. And the sad part is the Polygon was the one I cared about the most, sadly, and I just can't get my hands on it no more. But for the most part, like, I know I could make this money back. It's just like a minor setback, because I know that, with all the money that we have as people, we work for it, and it's like really us pushing to earn this and be consistent and wait for proper growth in the near future. That's the whole point of investing. So losing money while trying to invest is definitely a stupid thing, and I know it sucks for a lot of you guys, but trust me, it's a temporary loss and we're going to bounce back from it. So I guess I just wanted to make this video to kind of support you guys, because I know a lot of people feel like they're alone in this situation when it comes to losing money and being scammed on a platform that they really trusted. But trust me, you're not alone. A lot of us lost money too. It's just a matter of us taking the time to bounce back and just really setting our minds straight, because I know over time we're all going to get it back. So make sure you guys don't let this put you down. And of course, if you guys are still looking to invest, there are a whole bunch of other reliable platforms that you could turn to. If you do have money that you could still access with this platform, if that's even possible still, make sure you transfer it out, because I'm not even sure if you could at this point. I know for me, the platform is down and I can't do anything about it. But if you're able to, and if you're able to still access your funds, either sell it or transfer it to a different platform. And like I said, there's different platforms you could use, so just make sure you do your research beforehand. And I know for a fact I'm going to do my research before I put my money anywhere.